to focus on Liberia. Welcome, welcome, and welcome those of us who are here in the United States, in some part of the United States. I want to say good morning to you. Good morning to you, folks. I am happy to be here. My name is Anthony Saye hosting, and today we are having the program we call here Focus on Liberia Spotlight. Focus on Liberia Spotlight is a program where we try to put a spotlight on one of our own who is trying to make a difference in Liberia. Again, my name is Anthony Saye, and I want to welcome you to Focus on Liberia Spotlight. In this edition of our show, we are spotlighting one of our own, a Liberian by the name Saye-Maye. Mr. Meko is a finalist for a very important show. He's a finalist for a very prestigious award. And we are here to sit down with him so he can explain to us what this award means, what it's all about, and then for us to help him to get him voted. In order for him to earn that award, he need to be voted for by all of us. And so at this time, folks, I want to ask you to hit that share button quickly so that as many people as possible can be able to listen to Mr. Cole as he shared with us the importance and purpose of this particular prestigious award that he is a finalist for. So again, welcome, welcome, and welcome. Let me welcome my guest, Mr. Saye-Maye. Welcome, Mr. Cole. How you doing today?
Oh, thank you. I'm doing pretty good, and I'm pretty excited to be on Focus on Liberia this afternoon in Liberia.
All right, thank you so very much. And we too are happy to be here. Indeed, you are representing not only yourself, but you are trying to represent Liberia. You are a true representative of our country in what somebody will call a competition for a prestigious award. And all we can do here at Focus on Liberia is to focus on you because you are a Liberian trying to represent Liberia in getting this prestigious award. But quickly, we want to know a little bit about you. I know many people have heard about you. So, who is Mr. Saye-Maye?
I mean, the story is a long story, but in a nutshell, I'll probably just give you a synopsis of what who Semiko is. I mean, Semiko is a Liberian who was born in San Nima County
Yeah.
from a family of five wives and one husband. My mom was the youngest wife, and my father died when I was pretty young, and I left my mom, who was a teenager at the time, to fend for me and take care of me. But with our education, with our and then skill set, it was difficult. So the best option for me at the time was SOS Children's Village, the orphanage in Batali Estate. There was challenges, yes, but SOS gave me a home. It gave me it taught me good behavior, respect for others, discipline, hard work, and a quality education. I had an SOS mother, a Basel lady who was awesome. She was the greatest mother I've ever seen. She shared me love. She showed me love. What it is, she encouraged me to focus on education. So why in SOS the war came in 2000 in 1995, SOS took their top students and sent them out of the country because of the civil war. They didn't want their education to be stopped. So I was privileged to be one of among the five kids that went to Gambia. And while there, I did my 10th, 11th, 12th grade, graduated with distinction. And then there was an opportunity for us to travel. One opportunity for a student who was in Gambia at the time. And I won that academic scholarship, and I went to study in Norway. While in Norway, I studied philosophy and economics, and then transferred to the US and continued with a political science degree and sociology. After that, I did my master's in business administration, and I worked, opened a business in America. I sold the business after a while and relocated to Liberia. And since then, I've been very happy living in Liberia since 2011. Currently, I do work at Ministry of Finance and Development Planning as a director for WASH. That is the highest civil servant position in government. Also, outside my professional career, I'm also the national coordinator for United World Colleges. So, in a nutshell, that's who Seneco is.
Mr. Meko, we want to say thank you for that great introduction. Fellow Librarians, you have heard from one of your own. He is one of the four male panelists for a very prestigious award that is the HG Award 2020. This award, you heard from him, is mainly for people who went through the SOS system. And we have a link that is already being shared repeatedly in the Facebook live feed. What we want you to do is while we continue on this conversation, we want you to go there and vote as many times as possible. You can vote as many times as possible. We have to get our brother to win this prestigious award. If all of us listening to this podcast can vote at least 20 times, it will help a lot and also encourage our friends and family members to do the same thing. But before we come to Mr. Meko, there was this interview, there's a video of you in on the page of SOS, and we want to play it quickly, and then after we will be right back with you to continue the interview. Why, folks?
My name is Saye-Maye from Liberia, West Africa. I grew up in SOS during village, and very happy with regards to what I'm doing in my country. Education for me is a conduit to success, and I learned that from SOS because my mother raised me in SOS. She was very passionate about education, and she supported me in achieving that. What do I do now in Liberia is to help other kids who are underprivileged to get a quality education around the world and to become somebody tomorrow to support our country. I work now at Ministry of Finance and Planning, and also right now with COVID-19, I'm supporting Ministry of Health and National Public Institute to show that COVID-19 is contained in Liberia. So I'm very, very happy that I support my country in regards to development. Thank you.
The guy who was the last, the number four. And in the last 4 hours, the man had gotten 10,000 votes. And from being number four, now the man is second, and he's almost chasing the number two, number three persons. So Liberians need to vote. And so what I request is like go on your phone, your iPhone, your Samsung, and vote. In order for you to vote, there's a link that you have already attached on the podcast. Also, if you don't have that link, you can go to Saye-Maye Facebook page, which spell SAYEMAYECOLE, and click on the link, and you go to the male category, which is the second one after the female category, click on Saye-Maye and then click on confirm. So that's what I want you to do. And it is important because this award is a big award. What we do every year is important in regards to starting for scholarship for Liberian students who are underprivileged and who wouldn't have the opportunity to go to school in Europe and America. So at the stands now, every year we send about three, sometimes four, sometimes five, sometimes eight. Last year we sent eight students. This year we already have done our selection process, and the eight students are actually earmarked to travel to to Tanzania, Swaziland, India, Germany, Netherlands, and then two students will be going to Norway, and two students will be going to Israel. So it is important for us to vote to increase the number of students. We can get funding to probably send about probably 25 students, 50 students. That's why it is important for us to win this award.
All right, thank you so much. So, is there a monetary reward? If yes, when you win, what you gonna do with this reward in helping to continue the work that you are doing?
The award the military award is indirect because what we do we try to empower young people. We try to have a bigger platform to give an opportunity for more Liberian students to be in the mentorship program or to have quality education outside Liberia. So our goal is when we win this award, it gave us a bigger platform to work with institutions like SOS Children Village International, where we can make proposal or write proposals to buttress our effort in regards to recruiting students. So our immediate goal is to have a resource center where we will have children who will be preparing to go. We have basic internet assets, basic research information, materials, and also we'll give them the chance to come to the resource center anytime to do the research if it's academic or just personal research. And the bigger goal is to fundraising. It gave us the chance to fundraise with SOS, for example. Now we have eight students going every year because we request for only full scholarship, but there are other opportunities for partial scholarship. But we don't venture in the partial scholarship because as an institution now, also initiative, we don't have the funding. Like, for example, we might lose a scholarship this year because we cannot come up with $25,000 to support a kid who's from Swaziland. So it is important for us to win this award, and it's going to give us a bigger platform. It will give more students the opportunity to go out there and study. And in the long run, our goal is to make sure that we have a network college built in Liberia, where other students from other countries come here to study. And also, every 2 years, every year, we'll be able to send at least 100 students out of the country on a full scholarship for the further education. So that's how important it is for us to win this award.
I know earlier I said that an individual can vote as many times as possible. Was that right? And why is it important for them to do so?
I mean, the process is very flexible. They gave the chance because they give the whole globe the chance to participate in the process. So, and I think one thing is good is the good PR for SOS International themselves, and also with the challenges we have in Liberia, for example, where internets are off and you don't even know if your vote is going through because it's reading, it's taking load, the internet services are slow. So they want to give everybody the opportunity to private vote once or twice, just so their voice can be heard in regards to who profile is the best.
And you are in Liberia. I'm glad that you pointed out the challenge with internet availability or access. I mean, did you put anything in place, or have you working with other individuals uh, to get Liberians in Liberia to vote as well?
Oh, it's difficult. I mean, it's difficult. But what we're doing is just ensuring that the words go out there, and the media in Liberia has been very helpful Almost all the FM stations have been very helpful. ELBC have been very, very helpful. Matter of fact, have a jungles on ELBC, and for the last 2 weeks, I've been interviewed on a daily basis with ELBC, sometimes 2 times a day. Daily Observer have been great too. They did a very nice article on me. Joy FM, Fabric Radio. Just name it. All the radio stations like your Hot FM, they've all been very grateful. Great in you guys to give me the free platform to allow me to inform the people what is required to vote and what is needed. So Liberians in general have been very, very supportive in the process and the voting, they've been voting. But as I said, the challenge is smartphone access, internet access. Just charge your phone itself by itself is a challenge, but we are doing good. A few weeks ago, we were number 2 in the process. This morning, we're number 3 in the process, and now we're number 4 in the process. So it's kind of a tricky thing, but we still encourage Liberians to vote because we still have the chance to be number 1. The process doesn't end until Thursday at 12 a.m.
That is Thursday, the 23rd, right?
Yes, the 23rd, yes.
All right. So, folks, you heard it there. The deadline to participate in this voting process to get Mr. Cole to be the winner is July the 23rd. But I don't want you to wait for that time. I do not want you to wait for that time. Vote now. Vote now as many times as possible. Get your friends and your family to also vote. You just heard him. When the process started, well, number 1, move to 2, 3, and now he's 4. And there are 4 persons in the race. All right. And we can't have him to be at the bottom. He should be leading right now. And the only way that's going to happen, folks, is when all of us vote as many times as possible. But let me come to you with the challenge for internet in Liberia. Your best option now will be Liberians in the diaspora. How are you engaging them?
Oh, we have had access to a lot of podcasts. I would like to give the thanks and appreciation to Marco Padmo, Glendy, Glenny G, Howard. They've been great. They've been doing a lot of podcasts with regards to informing people. They've been mobilizing votes. They've been campaigning, rigorously. Padmo and Glendy has been very good. We've been talking 3-4 times a day. That is Liberian initiative, sort of helping Liberians. They have been very supportive, and the herb of the war, the Raven profile, they were very impressed, and they contacted me and they said like, we can win this thing, let's go for it. And just Sam herself did a post on me yesterday. Yesterday, Henry Costa was on the podcast promoting the initiative to ensure that Liberian vote. Darius did it himself. The senator was also on Thursday on the radio station, encouraging Liberians to vote. So it been a very encouraging and supportive effort from all political parties in Liberia. They have been very, very supportive. So I'm very happy, we can have Liberia join hands together to support an initiative in education. They've been very, very encouraging.
Thank you so much. Well, right now, to those of you watching, I'm going to pull the current results as it stands on the screen for you, and I will read it. You may not be able to see it right now. So the male finalists for the HG Award 2020, we have Afre right now at 29%, and we have Jibra, is the gentleman from Ethiopia, at 33%. Then we have Munstata at 26%. That is the person from Romania. And our own man, Seb Melko from Liberia, is at 12%. That is not encouraging. We have to vote. This is no secret. This is no secret. If all of us can vote as many times, I want all of you listening to me right now to vote 20 times and encourage others to do the same. We can turn this thing around from now on to Thursday. We can turn this thing around from now to Thursday to get our brother to the finish line. All right, let me bring us back right here on the screen so they can see us. So, besides Facebook, and you talk about the newspaper and the radio station, is there any other network that you're using, like email here and there, one-on-one Jehovah Witness kind of campaign?
Yes, we have been going to the rural high schools.
Mm-hmm.
Now the high schools only have the 12th grade students are going to school because of the pandemic in the global pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So we have visited probably over 20 different high schools.
Mm-hmm.
But the challenge to the high school is I went to the high school on the last week Wednesday, and I was able to talk to 150 students, and they were all excited and happy that a Liberian was in such a competition to win such an award,
Mm-hmm.
and thanking to vote. Out of 150 students, was only 9 students who had smartphones, and out of the 9 students, there were only 3 who had data to be able to vote. But we have to share with other 9 to get. So the challenge has been devices to vote. That's the major challenge for us. So we have been going to Atari shops, which is almost like a Jehovah Witness kind of thing, and we go to social gathering and talking to people, and it has been a good canvassing process. And colleagues from various ministries and agencies have been very supportive. We have people going from office to offices, encouraging people to vote and showing people how to vote. So as I said earlier on, I'm joyful. It's overwhelming to see Liberians supporting education in this regard.
And thank you again for doing that. So from what you're telling me, I'm thinking that you and your team or all of us have to do something. Maybe get data on a particular device as you go with this dual business kind of strategy from door to door, because you might get to somebody who might be willing to participate, but they may not have a device, and even if they do, they may not have data available. So maybe if we have a device that we can all put credit on, then as you get to these individuals, I mean, there won't be any impediment for them to be able to vote. Is that something you think will make sense?
Yeah, it does. And I mean, it would make sense. But then, but we don't have the finances to make sure we have extra devices around for people to vote.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then, Liberia does not have a lot of working internet cafe like they used to have back
Right.
in the 90s and early 2000.
Mm-hmm.
Now, most of the internet cafe is either down, or they don't have internet connection, they don't have current. So to have a facility where people can just go there and vote is almost impossible. But again, the Mustafa guy that you mentioned that is at 26%.
Mm-hmm.
This morning, I mean not this morning, but by noon of today,
Mm-hmm.
the guy had he had 13%. He was
13%.
the last.
Mm-hmm.
He had 13%, and in less than 4 hours time, do gone to 26%,
Yeah.
and the rate at which he's going, you give him 2 more hours, and you're probably in the 30. So
Mm-hmm.
if he can do that, the guy who have been back like for the last almost 3 weeks, if he can just in one daytime
Mm-hmm.
get additional 6 to 12, additional 13% just in 4 hours. I think like Bruins and like people can do better too. Can get probably 30% probably in 4 hours tonight. So we really hope that like we continue to vote over and over to ensure that we increase our number.
That is so true. So again, folks, I want to emphasize this again. We are having one of our own, Saye-Maye, who is a finalist for the SG Prestigious Award 2020. It's an award that is awarded regularly to individuals who went through the wars of the SOS system. He went through that wars. He's an alumni. He's making contribution, to that institution, and he has been selected now as a finalist among in the May category. He's one of the four. And right now, of the four finalists, he's trending number four. That is not good for us. He just shared with us there is Mustafa, who was trending number four, who was at 13%, and now he is a little more up there, just in a matter of 4 hours. So we too can turn the thing around. Imagine the good number of us here in the US and other part of the Western world, and we have access to internet every day. If we all can vote 20 times, we can turn the thing around right now and get this brother to the finish line. Again, the deadline, he said, is the 23rd of this month, which is Thursday. But you don't want to wait for that time because you may forget. Now that you're getting the information, we want you to act as quickly as possible. So I know you have been working with some children too. I mean, I'm sure you shared this with them, and they are looking so helpless. And I know they want to help. Is there anything that they told you that actually melted your heart, and you like, if these children, want to do something, maybe they have a message too that they want to share with us. Are they around?
Yes, one is trying to get on actually at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I just sent him the email right now, so he might be joining us hopefully in the next by a few minutes.
Okay.
His name is Umaru Kamara.
Mm-hmm.
He was he got a student from Morovia College,
Mm-hmm.
and he now studies in Albania.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way in Eastern Europe, and
Okay.
he has gotten a full scholarship into Whatmore University in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
So he might be joining us soon as he gets through.
Okay. So, are there now other children with you there who might want to, because children's voice can be, moving. You don't have any kids around you right now who might want to say something?
Yeah, so most of them, all of them, basically, they are now on something we call our summer program, which is on Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
So I think one just left from there to come on the show. Omar will be there.
Okay.
So the summer program, since the pandemic, now we're having an online session instead of having in-person session. So
Right.
that's why today can a little bit busy. But Omar will join us in a few minutes.
Okay. That is important. All right. So making progress. I want for you to really make your case again. This award, how regularly is it given to individuals? For those who don't know about it, did you hear me, Mr. Cole?
It was kind of breaking.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
I just said to you, I want you to share a little more of this award with people listening. Um, how regularly is it given
Oh, it's given every 2 years.
every two
So
years?
it's once every 2 years. So it's not an annual thing. It's done once every 2 years, and in most part that different category every 2 years. So that's how prestigious it is, and everybody look forward to that because SUS is one of the biggest institutions globally. So I mean, just imagine there was about 200 nominees,
Mm-hmm.
and now we're at the top four. So it is a huge award
Mm-hmm.
and a huge benefit after that. So it is important for Liberians to vote and share the information with the police, their family, their friends,
Mm-hmm.
and to ensure that we win this award. This award will change the life of a lot of young people in this country if we win this award. If we can send 20 kids every year to a global institution for a quality education, that'll be great. So that's why it is important for us to win this award.
And somebody listening to you who may not been paying attention, hearing you for the first time talking about this, may be thinking that, oh, this guy, uh, this is about him. This is about his fame, and how can you convince that person that no, it's not about me, it's about our country that I represent, Liberia? Because I look at the results, all the finalists, they have their country name, so is it about you, or is it more about Liberia?
I mean, as I see my profile, I went to school, I got a master's degree, I got a very good job, I'm living an okay life in Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
I've accomplished what, for the most part, I have accomplished as a person.
Mm-hmm.
And now for me, it's time for me to give back to my country and support my country.
Right.
And, I know it is your first time, probably most of your first time hearing that even this program exists in Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
That, I mean, all through the last 5, 6 years I've been in the program, I'm not going to the media to even inform anybody in regards to what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
We've been doing our work very quietly and ensuring that it's transparent, it's accountable. We're accountable for the students, and that's been our hallmark. So it was just recently before we were recognized by an international institution based on the work that we do. So it is on an initiative for Liberia and Liberian students who will tomorrow become the leaders of this country. So during our old age, we have a good country that we know that our leaders to be in good shape to lead. So it is not about me and Saye-Maye. It's about this Liberian students and also the larger extent for our country, Liberia.
Folks, you heard it there. It is not about Saye-Maye. Saye-Maye, from what I read, he is an educator who is trying to help young Liberians get education. And if he wins the award, it gives him a bigger platform for fundraising so that he can be able to get more resources and help the future of Liberia. And you all will agree with me, the future of Liberia is not the gold and diamond that we have under the ground. Be the young people who tomorrow will take over from us. They need to be prepared for that challenge, for that responsibility. And the only way we can do it, my understanding, is through education. This is where MECO is coming in. Hey, we can't do it without educating these children. To educate them, we need the resources. We need the necessary platform that will give us the ability to raise the resources we need so that we can be able to educate them. That is the essence of what he's doing. And our part, we all need to play our part by voting for him as many times as possible. I am challenging everyone to vote 20 times. One of the finalists was just 13%, and now he is, I think, around 33%. So he is at 12% right now. I showed you the result earlier. Let me put it on the screen again for those of you who did not see it then. Uh, let me see it. Let me see it. Let me see it right here. Okay, yeah, it is. For those of you who didn't see it, so you see here, uh, you see, if you look on the screen there, you will see that Mustafa, who is from Romania, he is at 26%. And Saye-Maye just informed me that a few hours ago, he was at 13%. Mako right now is at 12%. So if Mustafa can jump from 13 to 33%, we can jump him from the 12% to, if possible, 50% or 33%. We can do that. And it's just easy. All we have to do is vote as many times as possible, up to 20 times. If all of us listening to me can do that and encourage our friends and family to do so, we will be getting our brother to the finish line to win this prestigious award, thereby giving him a bigger platform so that he can be able to galvanize the necessary resources to help educate our future, the young children of Liberia. This is his mission, and it is upon all of us morally to help this brother do that. So if you are here, you need to share this show. The link is being pinned right now at the bottom of the live feed. I want you to start voting right now and share the show and share the link with your friends and family. Let others all post about this thing. We can turn the thing around. Uh, so, folks in cyberspace, you are watching Focus on Liberia. This is our program. FOL Spotlight is a program where we spotlight one of our own who is making a difference in their line of work and representing us on a global scale or in any profession where they are making that contribution. please join us. Let's vote this brother and make this thing happen. We are hoping that some young folks will join us here quickly so that they can be able to add their voice, um, to what we are saying here. So, Mr. Cole, let me come back to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And my next question is, so what are the challenges that the SOL children facing right now? We know there are constraints everywhere, right? And this is where you come in that door. I need to win this award so that I can take care of some of these constraints so that these children can get the education they want. What are the challenges that you having right now in your line of work trying to help these children?
There are a lot of challenges from right now you know that we have a global epidemic. So SOS Children Village or United World College, or they all depend on donor funding or support from donors.
Right.
And the challenge now is that those funding are not coming irregularly. So there are people even in Liberia who know what it is to be an SOS child, and we encourage more people to support our SOS children villages, or children villages, and ensure that we all give some child somewhere who cannot make it, who doesn't have the credential or family doesn't have the hand to support. So what we can do as Liberian is to have our local sponsorship, as we have the local sponsorship that you can go and adapt the child or you can adapt the program. And also for our program, the United World College Initiative, we need the office, we need an office space, we need a resource center, we need to have our students taught basic computer skills, so when they get to Europe and America and other places, they don't have to struggle with understanding the materials, and then also struggle with understanding how to even present the assignment through tapping and Microsoft Word. So it is important that we get the support that is needed to buttress our efforts at here in Liberia. So now I see that Umaru is online. I don't know if you see Umaru.
Yeah.
Hi, Umaru.
Hello.
Yeah, Omaru, welcome to the broadcast. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so but I want to know, how do you refer to Sid Milko? How do you call him? You call him uncle, or what name you used to call him?
Well, I actually call him my dad. Yeah, he's my father. He's my father and mentor. Because for me personally, I was raised with a single mother with three other siblings in the slum of Flowertown, and so unlike many kids, I didn't really have an opportunity to really taste the food of fatherhood. And crossing paths with Finalist was one of the great opportunities for me because not only did he become a mentor, but he also became a father to me. So he means so much to me. Yeah.
So you know that he's a finalist for this big award. He's representing
Yeah.
Liberia. You getting to know that he's one step away from winning this thing. How do you feel?
Um, I feel so excited that for the fact that out of 200 plus participants were competing for this great award, that he actually made it to the top four. That shows that to some extent, like out of 200, imagine look at the number is really high, and then you have four making it to the top four means that Mr. Samuel Cole, the level of work he's doing is really amazing, and I'm so happy for him. But again, at the same time, I'm really sad because in terms of the voting process, even though people are really making the effort, but I think we still need to do more because, like, if to be really excited is to see Seneco wins this award because I know what it's going to do for Liberia and for Liberians as well. So that is the most important thing that will give me joy. But for now, I'm excited that he's part of the process, but I want him to actually win this award. I think that's where my joy comes from. But for now, like, yeah, I'm a day
So
speaker about it.
to
We
win
just need
this
to vote.
award, he needs as many votes as he can get from
Yeah.
everybody, everywhere. You are one of the person he's mentoring. You know what he's been able to contribute to your life.
Yeah.
How can you explain this to people for them to be touched to vote for Saye-Maye?
Okay, here's how I'm going to explain it. Firstly, I would say that I come from a very, very underprivileged background. I was born into the middle of the 14 years of brutal Liberian civil war, and my parents, my mom, she actually flew with us to Africa Coast, and we lived in a refugee camp for years. And then after the war subsided, we later came back to Liberia, where I was raised in a slum community. And for me, throughout my childhood, growing up was really, really hard. It was full of hardship and perseverance. I needed to be, I needed to sell on the street, risking my life among vehicles just to raise money to be able to scaffold my mother's effort to go to school. And this is really tough time for me. I don't know, there were many occasions where I think there was one time where I went to sell because I was selling biscuits, cold water, and you name the other local commodities that you normally see kids like my age selling in Liberia. And I remember there was this day where I fell off on the street and yeah, and I was taken to the hospital. I knew that that wasn't a good thing to do, but I had no choice. Life for me was not easy. I have no access to basic quality education because I went to my public school, which is one of the a very it's not some kind of very comfortable environment because I need to take chairs on my head to go to the classroom. I never even have books to write on. I mean to write in, so it was really really hard. It was really really tough for me. And but again, out of everything I was doing, I always wanted to kind of like transform the world around me. I was really passionate about helping to provide for myself, my family, and my community. And I remember many days I'll go to, for example, the weekend library and learn to read. And then one day, I said this during my last interview, and I said one day there was this time I came across Nelson Mandela because I was so inspired by him, and I saw this quotation that in one of his sayings. He said that education is the most powerful weapon we can use to change the world. Now, when I hear that word, when I hear that quotation for the first time, I was around like maybe 8 to 9 years old, but I was really really touched by that. That changed my life. That gives me hope that even though I'm selling in the street today, but if I really study hard, if I really invest in my education and put in the time and energy, I can definitely provide for Liberia. I can provide for myself, my country, and the world as a whole. And that gives me the courage to keep going. So I will always a top A student in my school. And when I graduated from Monrovia College, of course, it was really hard for me to also further my education. And I applied. I got to know about the UWC scholarship opportunity. And I knew Mr. Semiko from nowhere. I have literally no connection to him, whatever. But usually I've come across so many programs where people say it's an international program for students in Liberia who are qualified for this program.
Right.
But again, when you participate, what happens is that it's going to do pick and choose. If you don't have money, you don't get it. There are so many brilliant students in Liberia from underprivileged background who are struggling. But these are young people with the potential and desire to really make contributions, but they don't really get the desired opportunities. And when I heard about UWC scholarship, and my first impression was because I've been part of so many programs where I've been victimized. I'm like, okay, I mean, it's probably one of those programs where you just participate, and at the end of the day, you're not going to get it just because I'm from a poor background anyway. But then when I participated in this process, I was very, very touched because my very first encounter with Saye-Maye was at SOS during the examination process after writing so many essays to even qualify for the examination.
Right.
And then that was my first time. And I remember Saye-Maye saying that regardless of which background you come from, that everyone has the potential to succeed. That every one of us have the potential to succeed. And that this program is going to be very fair and transparent. And that we should just do our very best, irrespective of the background that you come from. Once you perform, once you deserve it, you're going to get the opportunity. And that restores hope in me. That gives me confidence and a space that, oh yeah, I think I have a place here. And I saw that out of almost all of the programs that I've been participating for a very long time, where I never had the opportunity to even go for these things. today I've seen someone who actually believes that regardless of your background, that you still deserve a place, that you can still work for this. And guess what? I wrote the exam and I became successful and I made it to the interview stage. But again, unfortunately, I also left Minerva and I went to Buchanan, where my mom, because my mom is a petty trader, and there where she lives, and I need to go there and help in the bush just to like just to help scaffold effort because that's the only way I can survive. And things
So,
is really really hard for us, yeah.
yeah, so what I'm getting
And
from you is that you are one of those who say make a church, and today you
yeah,
can say that you are in a much better situation than you were. And
yeah,
you now want to believe that if he can win the war, thereby giving him better opportunity to accessing more resources to help people
yeah,
like he helped you, it will go a long way. And that's the point you're making.
definitely,
So that's why you want
definitely.
for people to vote for him.
That's just the point. And besides that, I think Saye-Maye represents something that a lot of people don't really represent. Many times we say that young people are the future prospects of Liberia, but
Hmm.
we say these things, but we don't practicalize them.
Hmm.
But Saye-Maye believes that not only that young people are the future prospects of Liberia, but he believes that these young people should be equipped with the relevant tools and skills to become leaders who will fill in the missing human resource capacity gap that we have in Liberia. For example, if you look across the different spectrum of our society, there are so many areas where we need young people to really occupy.
Hmm.
Young people consist of 65% of the country's population,
Yeah.
but our roads are being constructed by Chinese. We don't even have, for instance, look at how our health sector is so poor. How many medical doctors can we boast of? There are specialists in disease. How many architects do we have that can carry on infrastructure development? But then what
That is
Semeco is doing is that
that is
he's
very
literally,
important. Excuse me, that is very important. But what I want you to do is that let me come to Meko first. You just listening to this young brother who is trying to share with us that he met you, he was in this program. After he tried many other programs where people were doing in Liberia will say pick and choose who know you. He met you and you didn't apply. That's the usual way of doing things. Today he's in a better position and he's here as a testimony of what you would do should you get this opportunity. How does that make you feel?
I mean, I'm not used to hearing people talk about me. Yeah,
Yeah, I
so
know.
yeah, kind of weird. It's been weird. The last two has been very weird because
Mhm.
the things I was doing, I didn't know that I was actually doing those, making those impact on the kids' life.
Mhm.
Or when they start to write their stories and tell their stories, and then I'll be like, wow. So in this short period of time, I have been a father to the kids. I've been uncle. I've been so many. I've been everything to some of them. So um it made me feel sort of accomplished in the sense that yesterday I was in their shoes yesterday.
Mhm.
I yearn to find somebody like me who to find a role model, that I can emulate and become a better person. It was hard for me because we grew up during the Civil War.
Mhm.
So I'm blessed that God have used me to be a role model in those kids' life and to help them, to support them, and make them a better person. So I really do appreciate that, and it feels good. But we can do that for more kids. If we win this award, I mean there'll be more than 15, more than 100 cases, cases that will come out and give testimony to what Omar is doing. So that's why it's important for Liberians to vote to ensure our win.
Thank you again, folks in cyberspace. You are watching FOL Spotlight. That's Focus on Liberia Spotlight. It's a program where we spotlight one of our own who is making a difference in their profession in Liberia and also trying to represent Liberia in what they do. Sid Meko is an example of that. He is one of the finalists for the SG Prestigious Award 2020. Right now, we look at the result. He is at 12%. That is not good. Mustafa was at 13% a few hours ago, and now he's at 33% because many people voted for him. And that is why we are having this show to ask all of you to be able to vote for him 20 times. I am saying 20 times and encourage your loved ones and friends to vote 20 times. So we are coming to the end of the broadcast. We planned this for 1 hour. We gone 53 minutes. So let me come to the young man here. What is your final plea to people who are listening to you,
Um,
who are listening to the broadcast later on? How many times do you want them to vote and why? And what would that do or mean for you and the other children who were in your situation?
Firstly, I want to say that vote as many times as possible. Saying 20 times to me seems like it's a minute number. I mean, if it's possible, vote 200, 500 times. We really need this award. Is really important. So vote as many times as possible. Encourage your friends, your relatives, and close door neighbors to vote because it's going to be for Liberia. Now, reasons why people should vote for Saye-Maye. Now, Temeko being in this capacity for a very long time, he's been empowering young people to go abroad for studies and to become people who will come back and help contribute to Liberia. He's been doing this and taking his own personal resources, investing into the ability of the young people. Most of them come from underprivileged backgrounds. So I think with this award, is going to actually help Temeko position in a space where he can be able to partner for more international scholarship opportunities for more brilliant Liberian students. There are even students who are even brighter than me who can also benefit from these opportunities from the rural areas as well. I think with this opportunity, we'll create more slot for scholarship for these students. And besides that, it will also help us to have, for example, a youth because in West Africa, we don't have a UWC college. And what that means is we can have a UWC college in West Africa. That means we have more than 200 plus students, right? International students coming from different countries, including teachers, to come and live in Liberia. That in itself will also will also make Liberia attractable to tourism and also can bring about investment because I'm an international student. I live in Armenia and it also helps students from these different countries to actually contribute to the development of Liberia. And besides that, there are so many other things that comes along with it. And besides that, I've been a beneficiary of this program, have been able to establish a non-profit organization called TCL, Today's Change Makers Liberia, that we have our network established in more than 25 schools in Liberia. And what we basically do is that we work with students at grassroots level, and we help prepare them through career development program, coaching, and mentorship. And all of these is all
Thank you.
empower these young people. And with this award, will help us to fund these processes and to help young people to see Liberia so that we can make Liberia a better place. So please, please, please vote for Saye-Maye. Vote for the future of Liberia. You're not doing this to me, you're doing it for our country. And to end up, I would like to leave you with this word. Muhammad Ali once said that service to others is the rent we pay on earth. Now, the service we owe to Liberia is the vote that we're going to make. So if you want to see Liberia, it's not true words, it's true voting. So let's do it for Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you. What I got from you there is these, not words. Don't just listen, do
Yeah.
it. Act. Mr. Cole, this is how we will come down. What will be your final words to your fellow Liberians, especially those of us in the Western world who have internet in all of our pockets when we go around and access to all the devices? What is your final word? We need this win. I am saying we, Liberia needs this win to put us on the map. What is your final word?
I mean, the simple Umaru have said, oh, his story tells you that he sold between vehicles in Monrovia
Mhm,
just to support his parents, his mother,
mhm,
help himself, and help his sisters.
mhm.
And today, he's graduating. He have graduated from a school in Armenia,
Yeah.
and in transit or in transition to study in the USA. That's what we want to do. We want to send more Amaru out there to have a quality education that they will come back tomorrow to support. Please vote Saye-Maye. The link is there on Facebook. You can Google it. SOA International Award is on focus on Liberia site. You can just click on that, click on Saye-Maye, and click confirm. That's a vote for a Liberian student life to be changed.
All right, folks, this is how we'll come to the end of our broadcast here. As you all know, here I focus on Liberia. Our goals are to educate, to elevate, and promote all things Liberia. We are trying to elevate this a war competition that Saye-Maye must win. We are also trying to promote his work. His work will be promoted if all of us Liberians vote for him to win the prestigious award so that he can get a much bigger platform to get the necessary resources to help the future of Liberia. The children. You are looking at Amaro. I'm listening to him. He sounds very smart at his age because of his experience and the help that he has gotten through the capable hands of Saye-Maye. He has started an organization that is already helping in Liberia. Imagine if Saye-Maye wins this prestigious award, get access to funds and direct that funds to the future of Liberia, the children. I see about 500 plus children coming to the Western world to get education because one will have the other and the other and the other, and you have Liberian children getting the education they need so that they can be able to compete. That way, when we are leaving, we can rest assured that we are leaving the country we love in capable hands. It can only happen through education. Education cannot be given on silver platter. You need funds to do that. And that is the essence of this prestigious award. Focus on Liberia is saying to you, vote Saye-Maye now. 20 times. The link is below. It's on our page. It's everywhere on social media. This is how we'll come to the end of the broadcast. We have a song for you that say, yeah, we are all Liberians and Liberia is our home. If you listen to that song, I think you will vote 30 times instead of the 20 I told you. Mr. Maye, thank you. We wish you well.
Thank you very much.
We will continue to remind our listeners anytime we come on live from now on to the 23rd is the deadline. Amaru, thank you for pitching in. Start a network with the young people. Let everybody vote. The person does not have to be from Liberia. Your friends at work, reach out to them. Let's make this thing happen. 6 p.m. today, I want to see Saye-Maye being the one leading this thing. Thank you and bye-bye.
Thank you.
We are Liberia. Liberia is our